class, but you get SAT, it's like I'm in a cubicle by myself. I couldn't hide. I was just like, whatever, I don't know what this stuff is. I tried Charles's guessing mechanism. It didn't work so well on the SAT. I know there's a new scale for you guys. You guys are on a 2400 scale. I was on the 1600 scale. I don't know what 860 converts to, but I don't know. Half. Whatever that is. Yeah, so I ended up going to UCLA, and I had to find new coping mechanisms. My best friend from high school was actually a really good guy. We lived together, and I would ask, I say, what classes you taking? He's like, oh, I'm taking, this. Like, sounds good. I think I'll take that too. So I would have someone to sit next to, and I was like, what, writing a paper on this subject? Like, what is this stuff anyway? And I ended up taking all these weird classes. I was taking women's Native American history, just anything that I knew. If I knew somebody taking it, I was like, that's awesome. Let's take that together. So, and a very eclectic curriculum. I learned a lot of different things, but not the best way to get through college. Well, long story short, I show up at Lowell High School, graduate, I'm going to be a teacher, and first I go to a job interview, and I'm sitting in front of the principal, and he's like, I got one opening. I got a job here for AP Economics. We can't find anybody in this city to teach AP Economics. And I said, oh, that's really fortunate because that is my specialty. And I had never even heard of it. I was like, I didn't even know what it was. I was an ancient history major in college, like Mesopotamia, like Greece and Rome and stuff. And he's like, well, fantastic. We've been looking for someone for months. It's like, you're hired. Awesome. I'll see you tomorrow. So first day of work, I show up, and here I am supposed to be teaching AP Economics, and I really had not even heard of it. I didn't even know what the word meant. And it's like deja vu. Here I am again. For the previous 20 years, I'm on that side, not knowing what the hell I'm doing, and now I'm on this side, not knowing what the hell I'm doing. And so what I would do was try to pretend like I was like an actor. And like I was going to be in a play. It was going to be like a 1-hour play, 1 act. And the script was going to be the lesson that day. And so I would spend about 16 hours a day trying to write and memorize a 1-hour script. So my lesson on Monopoly, that was my play that day. And I put on, that's why I wore a tie and a jacket every day back then. I thought it was like a costume for an actor. Like you wear a cape and the guys make you wear a sword and stuff, right? Like, get into the role. It's like, I'll get into the role. Here's a tie. Here's a shirt, jacket. And I was like, so now you're a teacher. It's like, I would begin and I would perform basically 5 acts a day. The worst part was I taught AP Economics, Honors US History, and World History. So I had to prepare 3 different plays a day. Every day for 182 days. And every day had to be a different play. It was a lot of work. And as I was spending like 16 hours a day, I ended up losing about 15, 20 pounds because I was so stressed I couldn't eat. They didn't have room for me, so they put me in a closet. And I was actually kind of lucky because nobody else saw me. And so I would be in there just with my head down, like verge of tears. And then when the door would open up, I was like, hey, how you doing? They're like, how are things going? I was like, fantastic. Classes are going really well, kids love it. And I'm like, okay, and they close the door. Put my head back down, start crying, just like, what am I doing? And basically every single day I was like, I'm going to get found out. Someone's going to realize this guy is just faking it. He has no idea what he's doing. But it never happened. Nobody ever did find out. And what was the upside? Well, spending 16 hours a day every day for the first probably 3 years reading economics books, what happened? I eventually learned it. I taught it to myself every single day at night in my mom's kitchen, reading different books. Just a variety of books on my desk, just reading these things until I actually did learn all the U.S. history and all the government and all the world history and all the economics, and then even taught psychology. I basically learned all these things myself. Well, why tell you guys this whole story, especially on the last day of school? I thought perhaps that maybe some of you guys feel the same way. Maybe not specifically about English or math or something, but this feeling of inadequacy, this feeling that you might not belong, not being good enough, I think it permeates many of us. How many times people in this room, any of you guys actually counted ahead in an English class before you had to read? Anybody actually tried that technique? Yeah. I mean, how many people in this class, in AP Economics, have dreaded me calling your name? Like, Please do not call my name today. I don't know what you're talking about. This stuff is ridiculous. It's not just me, right? It's many of us. It's not just this class, but it's much of life. Well, I'm here to tell you that don't let these feelings of inadequacy, that you're not good enough, of this fear of exposing yourself for being a fake, don't let that hold you back. I let it hold myself back for many years. I wouldn't try lots of things because if I wasn't good at it, I didn't want to do it. And it kept me back in many areas. I would encourage you to do it all because every single person in this room, all you guys, are way smarter than me. Way smarter. You're better at everything than I am. And if I could actually make a career out of teaching a subject that I never even heard of, and you guys are smarter than me, you could pretty much do anything you want. So anytime you find yourself in a job or in school or anywhere in life and you think that maybe I'm not good enough for this, maybe I don't belong, just remember that I was able to do this, as a career, starting from a place much worse than where you guys are now. So that's all I have to leave you with. It's been a pleasure teaching you guys this year. One of the best classes I've had in over a decade. And I wish you all the best in the future. So feel free to sign your books and whatnot.